Good evening, everyone. I'll be presenting on a case of bilateral LSCD managed by a two-stage approach of KPRO and minor salivary gland transplantation. So coming to my case report, there was a 25-year-old male patient who had presented to our OPD with chief complaints of diminution of vision in both the eyes, with the left eye being more than the right eye, and the right eye vision being PL/PR positive, and the left eye being PL negative, which was progressive and gradual in the nature since 2 years, and it was associated with redness, foreign body sensation, and pain. Patient doesn't give any history of sticky discharge, ocular trauma, or any chemical injury. On slit lamp examination, both the eyes showed circumcorneal congestion with conjunctivization of the entire cornea and loss of palisades of Vogt. In the right eye, there was corneal neovascularization with 1 by 1 mm epithelial defect seen paracentrally around 10 o'clock, and there was fibrovascular pannus present 360 degrees. And the left eye, the AC contents were not appreciated. Coming to the investigations, SAC was patent in both the eyes, IOP was digitally normal, general and systemic examination was normal, all the routine blood examinations were also normal. On the P-scan, there was no abnormality seen, and on Schirmer's test, we saw that the both eyes were having moderate dry eye. So a provisional diagnosis of both eye severe stem cell deficiency was made, and the right eye keratoprosthesis with limbal stem cell transplantation procedure was planned initially, followed by buccal mucosal transplantation done 2 weeks later. So the patient was started on systemic antibiotics with analgesics with multivitamins, and locally he was started on Moxie plus dexamethasone eye drops 6 times with preservative-free lubricant teardrops 1 hourly, Lacryl gel 4 times, and Bremolol eye drops HS for 15 days. And on the day of the surgery, our keratoprosthesis, that is Oro KPRO, was assembled with the help of donor cornea, punch, backplate, optic, and titanium ring with assembly device. So for our surgery, a 7.5 mm Trifine was used in the recipient cornea, and some of the incarcerated iris tissue was removed with the cataractus lens, and we also saw that the posterior lens capsule was kept intact, so we didn't do any vitrectomy, and the patient was kept aphakic. Coming to the next part, that is we used the assembled keratoprosthesis, which was sutured to the donor cornea with the 10-0 ethanol sutures, and a total of 16 sutures were taken. Also, limbal graft transplantation was done with the donor cornea, and B-cell was placed over the KPRO graft. On POD1, the vision was HMCA PL/PR positive, and the graft sutures were intact with no exudates or any gaping. The B-cell and the KPRO were in place. After 2 weeks, the vision improved to finger counting close to face, and the posterior segment was also normal on IDO examination. And now the patient was planned to undergo the buccal mucosal transplantation. So for this, we used from patient's lower lip a graft of 2.5 by 2.5 buccal mucosa, which was comprising of salivary glands along with the ducts, and it was placed in the superior fornix and sutured with the surrounding conjunctiva. After putting BCL, we also did a temporary lateral tarsorrhaphy. On a 2-week follow-up, the vision was finger counting close to face, and the tear film also started to improve, with the tear meniscus being seen at the lower fornix. Also, the graft was becoming more integrated with the surrounding conjunctiva. But on POD 30, we saw a thin white colored membrane seen in the pupillary area, because of which the patient underwent Nd:YAG laser membranectomy, later giving vision of finger counting 2 meters. But this membrane kept on recurring, so now the patient is being planned for AC wash. And also additionally, we have started patient on cyclosporin eye drop 6 times. So these are the take-home points, which is that the keratoprosthesis forms the last resort for bilateral end-stage ocular surface disorder, like in our case of bilateral severe LSCD. Also, the choice of KPRO depends on various factors like tear films, like the tear film status and the etiology. So in our case, my patient had moderate dry eye. That's why we used type 1 KPRO. And we also need to have a long-term commitment towards like follow-up, like to change BCL every time. Thank you.
Very interesting case, Dr. Nanya, but I think when you started with the pre-operative medication, cyclosporin addition pre-operatively could have been better option, and that would have reduced post-operative inflammation necessitating your membranectomy and AC wash also. So I think with these cases with such heavy vascularization, it is imperative to be using antimetabolites and medications like cyclosporine preoperatively at least a week to 10 days earlier, so that post-operative complications are minimized. Thank you for the